moderator like me on mine, as long as I can, if I see it, as long as I can say, and I'm already seeing it with the fans. I'm already seeing it. My Facebook page is changing. I'm having a big Facebook meeting next Monday. My Facebook page is changing because I am actively engaged in it now. And I'm taking everybody else out of the Facebook page. This is my personal, this is my telephone.
I'm gonna be using
and so I'm trying to do everything I can. And I'm asking now all my real friends to follow my lead and don't play ball with those people. Don't talk down to them. Don't argue with them. Love them. I learned this. I said this to Pat the other day. All I say to Pat now is Alaska. And what's it mean?
Tell the person who's being nasty to you that you love them.
Right. Because we were in Alaska, somebody came and just hammered me on the street, made my kid question life itself, and all I just kept saying it to him is, I love you, I love you. They had nowhere to go. They
She just eventually got exasperated and walked off.
But you have to say it and mean it.
And let's say this works and this attitude works and it all is, works out wonderfully, but you are certainly in the vast minority of people who are doing this. And I think at some point that might change maybe over time, but right now, what it typically is I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that have, a lot of it's subtle. A lot of it's one person posts a political comment, the other person fires back with something, and then those two people separately don't even start responding to each other, but just separately feel like they can't stand the other person in silence. Because I can't believe she posted that. I can't believe he posted that. And that stuff just sits there and festers. Yeah. It wouldn't have festered in any other environment, per se, but it does here.
Wouldn't have even happened in another environment.
It's quite honestly, it's why we ratcheted things up another notch. I guess some people would say that. Pat and I and our wives went to our state president and our bishop and said, we need to talk. And you need to know this is going on, and those people need to know this is going on.
Did you tattle? Did you just tattle?
No. We said, this is what's going on, and this is what we're going to do. And these other people have reached out to us and want to meet with our wives and meet with us, and we're going to meet with them, and that's totally fine, because we're not going to be, we're hurt that they say that they were confused or whatever, and that's fine. We'll move on and not let it fester. Not let it fester. But damage has been done. So that's the only thing on I think all of this is damage is done.
The thing about real life is you can deal with it right then and there.
Yes.
Whereas on Facebook, it doesn't happen like that.
And it also, when you have to say it to somebody's face, you don't say it because you think better of it.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what, that's stupid, that's petty of me or whatever. But when you're just typing, you immediately go to what your raw feeling is, and that's not always the thing that should be said. Hey, there's an inside voice. And it's good because it does let people vent and get things out that should get out. But it's also bad because no one has any self-restraint. Nobody says, am I going to regret this? Because I know I don't. I publish things all the time, and I'm like, geez, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have written that. We just have to have a little more long-term goal. Our sponsor this half hour is Simply Safe. Simply Safe, so remarkably effective that police forces used it to catch criminals. They actually put it up in an abandoned house, lit the house up, and then put Simply Safe in there. And the reason why you can do this is because the police could buy one and then just move from house to house and set criminals up, and you can do it because it's not hardwired. All you do is you attach it to the windows, you attach it to the door, you put the batteries in, turn on, put the motion detectors up. It's so easy. I've done it. I can't do anything. Believe me. Simply Safe is easy to install. There are no salespeople coming to your house. You can figure it out, and you have control of your own security. The police force, they use it. They'll move it from house to house as a setup. You can move from an apartment to an apartment, and you still have your security system, and it's $15 a month for 24/7 security. Go to simplysafebeck.com. Check it out, 10% discount now. simplysafebeck.com.
Play back. This
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Hello people, Ty Bollinger here, author of the best-selling book, Cancer, Step Outside the Box. There is a drug-resistant superbug, perfect storm that's on a collision course with mankind. Infections that were previously treatable are returning with a vengeance. The rise of the superbugs is here, much to our chagrin. This fact, associated with the end of the age of antibiotic drugs, is rapidly approaching. Drugs are quickly becoming increasingly irrelevant as bacteria and microorganisms have learned to evolve and outsmart these drugs. But there is a solution. I've seen it firsthand. You must obtain Carnivora. That's CARNIVORA.com. Used successfully by a U.S. president in 1985. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY. That's 1-866-VENUS-FLY. I'm urging you to try Carnivora. You must protect yourself and your loved ones now. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY today.
The NRA has created a series of television commercials that tell stories of how Americans feel about our nation. They're showing them on the Blaze TV and on their own website now. Each of them capture the essence of the conversations that we have on the radio every day that you're having with your family and neighbors. The entire NRA TV campaign is about unity in our country, about what we stand for, a reminder of the principles that guide us, that ring our heart, and need to be communicated out loud if we're going to thrive as a nation. It starts with each of us knowing what we believe in, what we aspire to, on a personal basis. Time to seek out these messages. I want you to share them with everybody that you know, your friends, your family. They are so clear, and they are the mirrored image of what's on the hearts of so many Americans, left and right. If you're not a member of the NRA and you've thought about it, these messages are going to help you and your family and your friends become one. You'll see the messages and decide for yourself. NRAjoin.com. Go to their website now. NRAjoin.com. That's NRAjoin.com.
Here's another small business to visit in the marketplace by the Blaze. Matt Dowd of Antique Trunks and Chests has a great love of history, antiques, artifacts, and quality craftsmanship, so he decided to combine all three things into one. He wants his customers to feel the love, dedication, and sweat that went into making their trunk. The Marketplace by the Blaze. American craftsmen tirelessly working to earn your trust. Visit blazemarketplace.com today to discover more great small businesses.
November 4th, the Blaze Radio Network brings you live in-depth analysis of the 2014 election. Join Doc Thompson, Jay Severin, and Skip Lacombe at 7 p.m. Eastern for the most up-to-date calls and campaign analysis.
We'll be here all night until one kicks us out.
And you can listen virtually anywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Just download it to your smartphone and search for the Blaze Radio Network. You'll get full coverage of the key races as they unfold, backed by the full resources of the Blaze.
Learn more at theblaze.com/radio.
I'll talk to you a little bit about the Hawaii situation where people are watching their houses being eaten by lava. One of the more bizarre things I have seen, and now they're building these viewing platforms where people who have a house that's being destroyed by lava can actually get closure by getting on top of these platforms and watch the lava cover their house. It's absolutely bizarre. We'll talk about that and so much more. And your phone calls, 888-727-BECK.
Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm John DeMaster. An administration member calls the Israeli Prime Minister something not very nice, but the State Department doesn't appear to be very concerned about the matter.
In a magazine interview, the unidentified administration member calling Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu a chicken blank. When asked about it, State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki indicates the Obama administration will not apologize to Netanyahu for it, and she says the matter is not currently being investigated. There are calls, including from Republican House Speaker John Boehner, for whoever it was that used the term about Netanyahu in that interview with Atlantic, to be fired.
That's the Blaze Radio's Chris Barnes in Washington. The White House responding in a statement saying that chicken blank remark was not the administration's view, calling such comments inappropriate and counterproductive. The nurse, Casey Hickox, ordered by the state of Maine to stay inside for 21 days after coming back from West Africa, disobeying. Hickox heading outside this morning to go on a bike ride. Meantime, Ebola czar on plane planning to visit the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention today. A White House leader saying Klain's going to meet with CDC Director Tom Frieden and others. Democrat Mary Burke, who's challenging Republican Scott Walker to be the governor of Wisconsin, pushing back at reports that she was fired from the family business. The claims first published by Watchdog.org saying a former HR director for Trek Bicycle Corporation said she was fired after financial losses and morale problems under her leadership. 3 other employees also agree. Burke and her brother both say it didn't happen. Fox News saying they tell the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel this is nothing more than an attack on her. The latest Real Clear Politics poll has Burke trailing the Republican Walker by 2 percentage points. I'm John DeMaster, and this is news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
Avoid bankruptcy. Does credit card debt have you living paycheck to paycheck? Are you making minimum payments but only falling further behind? Then here's good news you'll love. Call the Legal Center for Debt Resolution to find out more about our debt reduction program. Guaranteed to settle your credit card debt or you don't pay. That's right. Our attorneys will find the absolute best debt reduction solution for you or you pay nothing. It's called Pay for Performance, and you won't pay a dime until the job's done. That's right. No upfront fee, no monthly fees, nada. You pay nothing until after your account is settled. No other law firm does that. I'm a paid spokesperson, not a lawyer, and every case is different. But if you owe $10,000, $30,000, or even $50,000 in credit card debt, call the Legal Center for Debt Resolution to learn about our new Pay for Performance program. Appointment times are limited, so call 800-822-8538 and find the relief from credit card debt that you desperately need with the full weight of our attorneys behind you. 800-822-8538. 800-822-8538. The experts at Web.com want to bring your business a successful website for free, just like we did for these current Web.com customers.
We've used and looked at other website designers, but there's nobody better than Web.com.
Web.com can build your website in as little as 7 days free. Plus, we'll promote it on all the major search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. If after 30 days you're happy, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
If you're in business today and you don't have a web presence, you won't be taken seriously.
Call right now and you'll also get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website, powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider.
Call 1-800-893-0140. That's 1-800-893-0140.